Y'all, I gotta be straight with you. People are ditching Colorado faster than a hipster at a square dance. After years of folks flocking here for the legal green stuff and Rocky Mountain High, seems those purple mountain majesties are starting to lose their allure. From the high cost of living to the low temps, people are piecing out quicker than you can say namaste. And don't even get me started on the politics. Once the swingin'est stayed around, now we're bluer than my grandpappy's frostbitten toes. So strap on your snowshoes and buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm fixing to hip you to all the reasons this fine state is shedding citizens faster than a moose sheds antlers. Trust me, once you hear the cold hard facts, you'll be hightailing it down I-70 quicker than you can say adios to this fair state. Ever wonder why your eccentric neighbor packed up their Subaru and headed south? Turns out, Colorado's not for everyone. So let's get started with the alarming reasons why everyone is leaving Colorado, and we'll start with the weather. For starters, this state's colder than a witch's tit for a good chunk of the year. Sure, we've got 300 days of sunshine, but that sun does diddly squat when temps are well below freezing. If you're a delicate flower who turns into a popsicle at the first sign of flurries, Colorado living probably isn't for you. Me, I'll take a little nip in the air if it means no mosquitoes and fewer neighbors. But for the cold-blooded, the Centennial State's climate alone is reason enough to bid adieu. I once thought Colorado was the promised land. Turns out not so much. The weather here makes the Arctic seem cozy. Sure, 300 days of sunshine sounds great until you realize 200 of them are below freezing. My heating bill costs more than my rent, and my nose hasn't thawed since 1997. The next reason on my list is the politics. Once upon a time, Colorado was a swing state. Nowadays, it's bluer than my Aunt Mildred's hair after a trip to the salon. For right-leaning folks, the state's progressive politics are about as appealing as a root canal. Colorado used to be purple. Now we're deep indigo blue. Not that I mind, but some folks are packing up for redder pastures in Texas and Arizona. Conservatives say Colorado's gone to pot, literally and figuratively, since we legalized marijuana. Me, I'll take pot over prohibition any day. Still, the political divide is real, and for some, irreconcilable. Conservatives and libertarians are fleeing to greener, or should I say redder, pastures in places like Texas and Wyoming. Meanwhile, progressives from less enlightened states are flocking here in droves. For politically agnostic folks like myself, the shift doesn't really matter. But if you're staunch in your views and crave an echo chamber, Colorado's ideological diversity probably isn't for you. The political climate, combined with the actual climate, is prompting many to leave our colorful state behind, in search of their own paradise. I say good riddance, more powder days and craft beer for the rest of us. My next reason is the cost of living. Colorado's gotten spendy. Rents through the roof, especially near the mountains, and housing costs have skyrocketed over 60% in the last decade. Add in utilities for heating those drafty Victorians, and you've got a recipe for relocating retirees and young families alike. The state's growing like a weed, and resources can't keep up with the population boom. Traffic and overcrowding have turned my little mountain paradise into paradise lost. The cost of living in Colorado has skyrocketed. Housing prices have tripled in the last decade, and rent isn't far behind. My pitiful bank account can't keep up with the Joneses and their million-dollar mountain cabins, unless you own a tech startup or have a trust fund. Good luck affording a place here. The housing market has officially lost its mind. Tiny houses that were $200,000 a few years ago are now $600,000. At this rate, my cardboard box under the bridge will be worth $1 million in a couple of years. The housing crisis has turned into a housing catastrophe, and many locals are calling it quits. The California transplants are used to high costs of living, but us native Coloradans have had enough. Looks like the secret's out about Colorado. The only way I'm staying is if the newcomers stop coming and half the state moves away. A guy can dream, right? If not, there's always Arizona. At least it's warm. Next reason on my list are the wildfires. The wildfires are out of control, and each summer brings another record-breaking blaze. Entire towns have gone up in flames, and the air quality makes it unsafe to go outside for weeks at a time. The fires are damaging wildlife, destroying homes, and costing the state billions each year to contain. Many residents view the wildfires as yet another reason Colorado has become unlivable and are moving out before their houses turn to ash. Between the politics, fires, and sky-high costs of living, Colorado's population boom has turned into an exodus. The state I once loved has become a playground for the wealthy. For the rest of us, the reasons to leave Colorado are piling up like the snow in the Rockies. The harsh climate and natural disasters were manageable. But throw in unaffordable housing and a left-leaning legislature, and Colorado's appeal fades faster than a sunset over the mountains. And here we are at our last reason why people are leaving Colorado is the housing costs. Colorado used to be affordable. Now you practically need a trust fund to rent a studio apartment. The housing costs have skyrocketed to the point of absurdity. My own rent has gone up 30% in just 2 years. At this rate, I'll be living in my car by next spring. Apparently, everyone wants to move to Colorado now. The transplants are arriving by the thousands, cash in hand, driving up home values and rents. The tech bros and trust fund babies see Colorado as the new it place and are willing to pay any price. For us normal folk just trying to live our lives, it's untenable. I get it, Colorado is gorgeous. We have 300 days of sunshine, the Rockies, craft beer. But for the love of all that's holy, stop telling your friends. We're full. The Colorado lifestyle is out of reach for most Coloradans now. My neighbors are all being priced out of their homes and apartments. Entire neighborhoods have been bulldozed to build luxury condos and McMansions for the wealthy migrants. Meanwhile, homelessness is rising as people can no longer afford rent. The Colorado I knew, full of regular working folks, is disappearing. At this point, anywhere cheaper looks appealing. I've thought about defecting to Kansas or New Mexico. Sure, the scenery isn't as nice, but at least I could afford a place with a yard for my dogs. If the housing costs don't come down soon, Colorado will lose its character as the new elite takeover. For now, I'll keep renting my overpriced shoebox, grumbling as I dodge the U-Hauls full of new arrivals. The Colorado dream is dead. Long live affordable living. And so that's the rundown of the key reasons people are blowing this Rocky Mountain popsicle stand. Now you might think I'd wrap up on some sappy note about how change is inevitable, or the grass is always browner on the other side of the fence. But let's be real, people leave places for legit reasons, even paradises like Colorado. The trick is maintaining perspective, staying open-minded, and remembering the world is your oyster, as long as you've got a car with good tires to skip town when stuff starts going sideways. Keep on keeping on and don't let the door hit ya, where the good Lord split ya.